Am I the a-hole for banning my friend from using my pool because of what she said? I don't know, let's find out. What'd you do? And I am not doing that again. Weird. Nah, sis. Whoa! Gutted. Am I the a-hole? I usually am. A catharsis for the frustrated moral philosopher in all of us, and a place to finally find out if you were wrong in an argument that's been bothering you. Tell us about any non-violent, important, no violence, please, conflict you have experienced. Give us both sides of the story and find out if you're right or you're the a-hole. Make me crazy. Am I the a-hole? Am I the a-hole for telling my husband I expect him to do 100% of the housework when our daughter is in daycare full-time and I work full-time? Do I need to read it? Since we got married in February 2020, he has not worked due to work permit issues. He got a permit and job in November and was let go after 2 months. Now the laundry piles up and I have to ask him to do the vacuuming, etc. Really? He says the housework should not be his responsibility because he would rather work in the garden. That's great. But in my opinion, the housework is more important and I'd rather not have to do it after work or on weekends when I want us to hang out and have fun. So there was actually studies that have been done that say that even if both parents work outside the home, for some reason the housework and the child rearing is usually put on the woman. And this is just an example of that. Sweetie, tell him to get off his freaking ass and get cleaning. What is he doing? Playing games all day? No, get up and clean the house. Always let me know in your comments down below if you think that the person is the a-hole, if you think they're the angel, or if you just think everyone sucks in the situation. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Am I the a-hole for saying I won't come to my child's birth? My girlfriend has severe anxiety about everything but mainly social situations. She's also currently 7 months pregnant with our second child. When she was around 4 months pregnant, she started talking about how she wanted to give birth at home and how much less stressful that environment would be. She claims that all of the nurses at the hospital are rude and give her panic attacks. She also pointed out that since because of COVID, both her mom and I could be in the room rather than just one of us. I could tell when she was talking about it that she had put a lot of thought into it and was excited about it. It's her choice ultimately. I have no say since I can't force her to go to the hospital. I told her while it's up to her, if she chooses to give birth in our bathtub, I simply cannot support her decision. I told her that I will not be present. Literally anything could go wrong and I don't want to be a witness to it. Her mom thinks that she's being silly as well, but is going to be present. My girlfriend is very angry with me and is being really quiet. She says that I should just support her, but I'm not going to blindly support her awful choices. Am I the a-hole here? I definitely think everyone sucks. She should be more careful and go to the hospital, personally, I believe. And why are you missing your child's birth, bro? So this one got voted not the a-hole. Tell me if you agree. My female 42 husband, male 44, and I have been married for 21 years. Congratulations. We have 2 adult children, male 22 and male 24. One is in college out of state and the other's in the Navy. When we first got married, my husband was in Navy and we spent the first 10 years of our marriage moving from place to place, wherever his new duty station was. I found it hard to make friends and I could not keep a job, so I made a difficult decision and decided to be a stay-at-home mom. When he got out of the Navy 11 years ago, he took a job and we moved. 3 years in, he got offered a job in another part of the company. However, it was in another state, so we moved again. We stayed there for 6 years. I went back to college and got my degree and began looking for work. I found a job I liked in my field. and 6 months into working, he said he was offered a job with a new company and wanted to take it. But that would mean we would be moving almost 2,000 miles from where we were in a new state. I reluctantly agreed because the new state would have more job opportunities for me and we would be closer to our family, which is something that we have not had in many years. Makes sense? Last night my husband came up to me and said that there was a job opening in his company and he wanted to apply for it. It would mean a pay raise and better hours, but the caveat would be that we had to move again. We have been living in our new state for 3 years. I love it here. I have an amazing job and I am making great money. I finally have friends and am able to socialize. I told him that I'm not moving again. Anytime we have to move, he always leaves first and I end up being responsible for selling and packing the house. That's a big job and I am not doing that again. Our son's college is only 2 hours from here. We can see him twice a month. If we move, that means we would have at least a day's drive and would only be able to do that once or twice a year. Now, my husband is upset with me and guilt-tripping me because he claims I do not support him. I told him that was BS because I spent most of my life moving from place to place to support his career. Sounds like it. He told me that I am selfish and he is just trying to provide for us. I told him that we are more than comfortable where we are now and that if he truly wants to take the job, he will be going alone. Am I the a-hole for refusing to move again? And they had some questions in the comments, so she answered some of these questions. My husband and I have been together since I was 15 and he was 17. He joined the Navy right after graduation from high school when he was 18 and I was 16, but had to wait 2 years before we could marry. Makes sense. He works for a company that has plants in 15 states. He is currently in middle management, but if he wants to advance his career further, he would need to go to another plant out of state. All right. Financially, we are more than comfortable. We do not need any more money. My son plans to stay in the place he is after college. We have a great relationship with him and he comes home 1 time a month and we see him 1 time a month. My other son comes home on leave whenever he can and stays with us. We are very close to both of the boys. I talked to my husband again tonight and told him quite firmly that moving again was not an option for me. The area he wanted to move has very little jobs in my field and specialty in that area, and I would need to commute more than an hour one way for a job versus the 20 minutes I have here. We are sandwiched between 2 major cities, and if we move, we would be an hour from the most major city. I would also have to take a massive pay cut and work a menial job to build a new network to find employment in my field. My husband is disappointed in me for not wanting to leave. He left to stay with a friend because he needs to think. He doesn't understand why I would force him to turn down an opportunity to advance his career further. I told him to take all the time he needs, but I am not moving again. I said I would revisit the possibility when I am ready for retirement in 15 years, but no sooner. I personally don't think she's being an a-hole about it at all. I think it's very fair, and also being close to the kids is a huge factor that I personally would also be considering. Like, I would not want to move further away from my children, especially since you are 15 years away from retirement. Something can happen between now and then. You want to be close to the kids, just to, have that support there, be safer. Also, you have been moving around for him a lot and been quite good about it from what it sounds like. I think you should stop moving now as well and maybe just let him cool off at that friend's house and then be like, just stop this. If you're comfortable now financially, like, that's what I don't understand. So if you're making good money now and he's making like decent money, and then if you were to move, you'd be making less money and he'd be making more money. So technically you'd be making like the same amount of money. So maybe explain it to him like that. Maybe explain it to him like, listen, if we move, I'm not going to be making as much, in which case we're going to be in the same financial situation, but way less happy because I'm not going to be close to the kids. I'm going to have to move again. I'm going to be in an area I don't want to be, yada, yada. That's how I would go about doing that. Just for anyone in future out there who goes through this. Am I the a-hole for banning my friend from using my pool because of what she said? I don't know. Let's find out. First time poster, lockdown lurker. 11 years ago, my sister, brother-in-law, dad died, leaving me guardian to 2 nieces, then 5 and 3. My dad left me his house, so we moved there. The kids settled in the school quickly and made friends. This woman, 45-year-old female, like age shaming her here, was particularly good at making sure the kids and I were included in events, but she seemed a bit off. She kept telling me how lucky I was to have such a nice house. I pointed out that I only inherited it as 3 members of my family died, but she laughed and called me sentimental. Weird. She also loved to organize events at my pool, but she always made out that she was the host, taking charge, making me feel like a stranger in my own house. Nah, sis. Don't let someone do that. Our youngest daughters share a birthday, so they generally share a pool party. Okay. 6 months ago, my boyfriend, R35, moved in. I've known him as a friend since before my sis died, and the girls think of him as their favorite uncle, but recently we got together. Congratulations. A few months after he'd moved in, S texted me saying that there were rumors about R and my oldest E, now 16. S said he'd acted inappropriately towards E. I asked E about her day. When she realized there'd been gossip, she burst into tears saying she hated this village as no one wanted you to be happy. She said as they walked down the high street, he'd given her a side hug and kissed her on the top of her head. She said it made her feel like she had a dad for the first time in her life and now the moment was ruined. Aww. S texted me later asking what I'd done and I told her to drop it, but she kept texting me saying I was too young to see how he was manipulating me. She suggested he was grooming my daughter. I told her to stop again, but she didn't, so I blocked her number and unfollowed her on all social media. Other friends sent me screenshots of what she'd posted to friends, that he was a threat to children and I was an enabler. Whoa! Then a few days ago, I bumped into S. Did you, knock the bitch over onto her ass? Because I might have. She was all smiles, telling me which date suited them best for the party and how all the village were looking forward to it. I said that due to COVID, no pool parties were happening, and even if they were, surely as a mother, she wouldn't want her kids to attend a gathering where a threat to children and his enabler were present. Right? She said she didn't know what I meant. I said I could show her some screenshots if it would help. I like this girl. She said how much her daughter was looking forward to it, that I'd be selfish if I didn't let her go ahead. I said she should have thought about that before spreading false rumors. For real. I said if my girl invited hers over, that was fine, but S was never to step foot on my property again. Afterwards, she posted something on the community Facebook page about selfish incomer bitches. It got taken down, but not before her friends left nasty comments. One of them texted me saying I should be nicer considering the circumstances. But I don't even know what that means. Anyway, I don't think I've been unreasonable, but clearly half the village thinks I am. Am I? No. Listen, him being like an uncle figure to your daughter and then kind of moving in and being almost like a new stepfather since you've kind of taken the role on of being a mother would be like, no, this is gross. Why? Because he gave her a side hug and kissed her on the forehead? How is that? Nah. No, she's a bitch. Stay away from her. And you're definitely not the asshole. If someone had said that about my husband and then spread it everywhere as well, like I said, I would have bumped into her and knocked her on her ass. So, am I the a-hole for drinking my brother's chocolate milk? What'd you do? Oh, you're so bad. So I was really thirsty. There was plain milk, water, and chocolate milk. I was looking for something tasty. So I drank some chocolate milk. My brother yelled, "Where did my chocolate milk go?" And I told him, and he smacked me twice. Am I the a-hole? Yes, I know this sounds dumb, but this genuinely happened. I think you both are, because you shouldn't have drank the chocolate milk. I mean, but why is it his and not just the household's? That's what I'm more wondering. But he shouldn't have hit you either. So yeah, you both suck. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree. Man, I love chocolate milk. Maybe I would have smacked you too, actually. I don't know. Daughter would have smacked you. Am I the a-hole for telling my partner I didn't want her art? Okay, so I know my partner is not in any way an a-hole here. She's wonderful and I appreciate her offer, but I really feel bad for the way I treated her and want to know if I owe her an apology. Might be a good man. A little over a month ago, an artist I really looked up to opened his commissions for character reference sheets, and one of my characters would look perfect in his style. Immediately, I booked a commission, and for a solid week, my excitement over it was the only thing on my mind. Unfortunately, due to some personal business on his side, I can't go into here. He ended up canceling the commission and refunding me. I was gutted. Like, I was unwilling to even talk to anyone for a few days because, small as that was, I had been looking forward to it for a long time. This dude doesn't have much going on with COVID, you know? Gutted. It's due to me having ASD. I don't cope with disappointment very well. And that. Anyway, a couple of days later, she offered to do the reference sheet for me, saying she knew how much it was. I was still pretty torn up, so I told her her art may be better than the art, but I didn't want a reference sheet because I was already dead set, and I really didn't want something else at that time. She seemed somewhat hurt. I had no interest in what she could do, and I said, imagine the artist I wanted to commission made really good spaghetti, and you made even better ravioli. When I go to a restaurant and order spaghetti, I may not want ravioli if I'm offered that instead. She accepted my explanation, but she seemed somewhat hurt. And lately, I felt really bad for being so dismissive of her offer to help. So, Reddit, am I the a-hole? I don't know, a-hole may be too much of a word, but I would apologize just for maybe not wording it correctly. I feel like you tried to be sweet about it, though. And, I mean, I have to be honest, just because it's your girl doesn't mean that you should just hire her to do the commissions. I mean, if her style of art isn't what you want, does that mean that you have to then go with it? Let me know in the comments below what everyone thinks about this, because I'm kind of on the fence with this one, so tell me in the comments. Is this person an a-hole? I know we got a lot of artists out there, so let me know. So guys, I hope that you really enjoyed this quick little r/am I the a-hole. Let me know in the comments down below if you thought, this last person especially was an a-hole, or, you just want to talk about any of the stories I shared today. Let me know if you have your own Am I the a-hole stories. Might share them. You can send them to me. All of my links are in the description down below. And no matter where you are, what you're doing, I hope that you have a fabulous, 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 fabulous night. Take care, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Am I an a-hole if I am sick of my own outro, but when I don't say it, everyone bugs me about it? Tell me that too in the comments. Gutted.
I'm just getting started. It's only the beginning. Someone tell these motherfuckers I'm just getting started. Now fuck with the drama. I'm trying to fuck up some commas. I'd rather make me some dollars. I'm doing good, just like my karma. Two-face, I can't trust that. You spare lies, I state facts. Heard your songs, they all whack. Telling these rappers to fall back. I just keep making the music. I never making excuses. I gotta keep myself focused. The rest of y'all niggas is useless. Drop a song, they want more. Gotta give them what they ask for. On the road to success, dog. I ain't taking no detour. Focus only on the positive. Everything else is irrelevant. Didn't want to see me blow up. Now they all gotta deal with it. Trying to take care of my fam, though. I need that money unlimited. The lifestyle that you rap about, we all know you ain't living it. I just keep giving that quality. That's why you rappers ain't qualified. I just been changing the whole vibe. I ain't stopping till I'm satisfied. Join the game on beast mode. No help, no cheat code. Headshot, then I reload. Catch me all in the kill zone. They say this was the ending. It's only the beginning. Watch me get away with murder, about to make a killing. I ain't stopping, I ain't quitting, I ain't giving up for nothing. Someone come and tell these motherfuckers I'm just getting started. I'm just getting started. It's only the beginning. Someone tell these motherfuckers I'm just getting